morning talk show while I'm busy. Now, I have to tell you, while I watch TV, I can't just sit and watch unless it's like America's Funniest Videos or one of those that you have to watch to get it, an action show. And I don't usually like watching those because I get too anxious just watching. I got to do something. That is why I crochet and knit and embroidery while I watch TV. Here's the one I finished now, and this one I finished over the weekend. So I'm announcing two more winners. Michelle Atkinson is going to win that pale pink tissue box cover, and the gray one is going to go to Dawn Salinas in West Palm Beach, Florida. Michelle lives in Texas, so I'll be mailing those sometime this week. I'm not saying when. It's snowing today. I don't even want to go out of the house or even think about outside. All right, what am I doing? All right, I told you how I ordered this pillow cover. It's a Christmas one, the Three Kings. And a long time ago, I bought this kit off of Amazon, and I know that Temu sells them too. And what it does is it comes with some, but you buy the hot melts, the rhinestones that hot melt. And then I think these are from Temu, and they come in a bag. And I got these ones from Temu. And they have different millimeter sizes, but don't ask me. I'm not smart in that area. As in a lot of areas, I'm not smart. I just ordered some, and then that's what they are. So I quite enjoy doing this. And what you do is you have this little heat wand. And the heat wand is hot. Don't touch it. It comes with different tips that you have to change it when it's cold or change it with pliers. And then there's the little stones. So what I do is I just put some out. It really helps if you have a long fingernail to push them around with. And I already did the crown right here. Right here, the crown with these stones. So I'm going to be doing all three. And I don't, I have a long time to do it till Christmas. So I am not in any hurry. I'll just leave this. It's kind of like diamond art. And I'll just leave this set up here and then just keep working on it while I watch my movies or my shows on TV. And it just makes me feel like I'm getting something done other than just watching stupid TV all day that I hate doing. So yesterday I put on the show about my sweet and sour pork. So I read the comments this morning, and I'm laughing at it because I know how you're supposed to mix the cornstarch with flour with water and everything. I was just an idiot yesterday, made such a big mess. But we loved it last night. It was very good sauce. And then there's enough to have it again tonight. So I love cooking and making it last for 2 days in a row. So you press this down on the stone, and I just count to 10 in my head. And that's time enough for the glue. There's glue on the back, and it heats up. Now I sample it after it cools to make sure they're stuck on good, because I do not want stones falling out on my couch. Now you could do this to anything. I had an apron. We did it to an apron, and then that turned out real pretty. I did it, and of course a pillow. You don't want to lay on a pillow with rhinestones on it. I'm aware of that. But I have bought and beaded pillows, and they're just beautiful. So this is more of a fashion statement for the couch, not a comfortable pillow. Because I have plenty of comfortable pillows. In fact, I have too many pillows on my couches usually. Now, some of the other comments. I was talking about how I want Jamie to get better for the cruise, and then somebody said, what's more important, his health or your cruise? All right, usually I get chastised because go to the doctor, spend money on your health, not the cruise. He did go to the doctor, and they got all the medicine. But what seemed to help him most was just regular old expectorant off of the drugstore, because that got, of course, you know, he's taking prednisone too, and that could have gotten his, loosened up the phlegm. But he seems to be doing a lot better today. He's writing his story that we can't wait to hear once he finishes it. I'm gonna make him read it to us. And he, I think he slept better last night. And he said he coughed up lots of phlegm. Now, that could have been the prednisone working or whatever, I don't know. But when he took the expectorant sitting in his chair yesterday, he said, I can feel it starting to work. Well, he never felt any of the other medicines working. And so I have hope. But one lady said, and I don't think she was trying to be mean, but she said, what's more important, his health or the cruise? All right, let me get this straight with everybody. You know how you have a bucket list of things you want to do before you die? Well, Jamie's bucket list is traveling and seeing these things. This cruise, we've never flown out of Miami and went to the Caribbean. It's on his bucket list. He wants to do it bad. And I wasn't even going to book this cruise. And I told him, Trevor, Tyson, all my sons are going on it. And I said, what do you think? Because they invited us. And he said, yes, book it. I don't know how many more I'm going to get to go on. He loves the cruise because with bad health, the hardest part's flying there. Once he gets there, and we have a direct flight, so we go to Salt Lake, drive to Salt Lake, get on the plane, and direct flight to Miami. And then once he gets on it, the ship, he just gets to rest in his room, not walk very far to get his food, and the shows at night, he loves them. And we always get a balcony room so he can look out the balcony. And if truth be known, it's his money. I married him when he was already a founded man. Although, see, our travel money is, we bought a lot in Brookings. We were going to build there and have a winter home on the coast. But of course, when we did it, I knew it would never happen, and it didn't. So we sold the lot. We didn't make very much money, but we did get all our money back and then a little bit more. Well, you know, if any of you are married to anybody that has a business or a ranch or something, you know how all the profits always go back to the ranch. And of course, Jamie would have loved to bought gravel for all the roads and new fences. And, you know, that's where he always wants to do. And when we sold that, because I was married to him back then, and we were poor. I mean, he was wealthy because of all his land and cattle, but cash flow, we didn't have much. He did building houses and stuff, and so when he got paid, he got the money that he waited for a year, and then you pay everything off. He had payments on a swather, payments on, you know, mechanics for the tractors and everything. So he owed a lot. So when he did get money and paid, you had to pay all those bills. So when we sold that ranch, I said, none of that, because, back to what I was saying. So we were poor. I took in foster kids because I didn't really have a career except sewing. I didn't want to do that anymore. I was sick of it. So I said, what do I know how to do? I know how to raise kids. So I signed up for the foster care program, which is not much money. You get like 300. Back then I got 350 a month per child. So that's not very much. But anyway, I got the foster kids and I did all the work taking care of them, cooking for them, laundry, cleaning, taking them to everything. I did it all. And that money is what we used to make payments on that Brookings lot. Then we had the trout ranch, which was a fish out and catch and release. And so Jamie would go build the house, and the girls and I would manage the trout ranch. And, it wasn't very fun. I had to gut fish. I even had to get worms, which worms are my worst thing in the world. Hate them. You put this chemical on the ground, and then the worms come out of the ground. I don't know what chemical it is. But anyway, so when somebody needed bait, that's what we did. And you wait on the people and you fill out the slips. And anyway, and we used that money. It was $450 a month on that Ocean View Brookings lot. So it was part mine. We bought it when we were married. So, that land was mine too. So when we sold it, I told Jamie at the time, because you kind of have to put your foot down sometimes. And I put my foot down and I said, this money is not going to go to the ranch. This money is going to be our money that we spend on us together, on things for us in our retirement. So that's what it's been. It's been our travel money. And we bought the RV with it, and we bought the Razor with it, and we've gone on cruises with it. And sometimes we've had to dip into it, like for emergencies, when like taxes, and we don't quite have enough cash for the taxes. So we dig into a few hundred out of that, but then Jamie always puts it back. So it's getting down there now. I always put a piece of paper underneath so they don't stick to the back. I forgot to tell you that part. So when I say we have our trip money, our travel money, now we pay for supplemental insurance. So that pays, we have the deductible, but that pays for all of our medical. So it's not like we say, oh, we can't afford to go to the doctor. We go. We have insurance to cover that. Good thing, since Jamie's heart surgery would have cost it would have been more than our travel fund money. And so when the lady said his health is more important than the cruise, I agree. He agrees. He is getting better because, he wants to be better so he can go on his cruise. It might be our last cruise. Every cruise I go on, our Australian cruise, I thought, it's going to be our last cruise ever. But it wasn't. But this one might be our last cruise. So we really try to enjoy them and enjoy our time together and everything. Okay, somebody said that they think I need 2 more teeth. Wasn't that nice? I think that's what they meant, my teeth. I was cooking when they said it. Yes, I probably do need. No, I have all my teeth. I don't have any holes. I don't have any missing teeth. And I got 7 because this one was such a little peanut tooth and the wrong color. So I got the 6th and the 7th. So maybe I really only need 8, one more on this side. But this tooth is really good. So why would I want to repair it? You can't look too perfect because then people will know it's fake, Anyway, I know, I'm aware. I have a mirror too. I can look in the mirror and see things too. Oh my. If I don't smile, if I smile all the way big. But here's what I found in life. Whether you're fat or skinny, rich or poor, ugly, cute, bald hair, or have a lot of hair, beautiful or non-beautiful, all the things. There's always going to be somebody worse off than you and somebody better than you. Isn't that good to know? You're never going to be like I went into the dentist and I said one time years ago, I know my teeth are the worst teeth you've ever seen. And he goes, oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. Because there's always somebody worse off than you are. And then you might think, oh, perfect. No, there's always going to be somebody more perfect than you have it. So I realize all that. Some people, I don't understand why they were born with everything perfect about them. I looked at, well, especially when kids were teenagers, that's their prime, kind of. And I saw these girls. They were twins. They had everything. Their parents had money. They had beautiful bodies. They could sing. They could play instruments. They were so talented. They could dance. They were on the dancing and the cheerleading or whatever they were in. They did everything. And then here was another family. Dirt poor. They had weight problems. They didn't have money for clothes. They couldn't, I'm sure they had talents, but nothing visible like those other rich people. Now, why does God make some have everything and others get nothing in the realm of what I know that's not what God thinks, because God loves all of us and everybody is given talents and some good things, but the visible things that the world sees that makes your life easier. Although I've seen a lot of beautiful girls, I don't think their life's easier. Because some of them, this is just my opinions, of course. Now, I know this one lady. She was beautiful. Born beautiful. I've known a few of them. One of them, years ago, I would go to the store with her or whatever, and the guys, I would watch the guys, and they always had to turn back and look at her and look at her. And I'm thinking, no one ever did that to me, unless my slip was showing or, something was showing, then they might turn around and look. And when I was with Hillary one time, I noticed all the guys turning around and looking at her when we walked by. And I wanted to say, stop looking at her. She's my daughter. She's married. Leave her alone. So that's what happens. But I've known some girls. They didn't treat the men, their boyfriends, very good because they're beautiful. They could get another one easy. So they could care less. You know that song, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, pick an ugly girl to be your wife. There's a song like that. And it's kind of true because a beautiful girl knows easy come, easy go. She could just get another guy easy. So sometimes the beauty of people might ruin them because they think they're better than other people and they think they have the way in life that they're going to get the job, they're going to get first dibs and first chosen because they're so beautiful. And they don't even have to be nice because they're beautiful. Their looks carry them through life. And I've heard with men, it's their height that carries them through. If you're tall, then you're more apt to get hired than if you're a little short guy. That's why there's short man syndrome. I know there's exceptions to all the rules, and I'm not always right. I know all that. You can say it in the comments, I know. This is just what I have found living life. And so if you want somebody really nice, to me, when you see a beautiful person and they're really nice, that's unusual. Because usually, and beauty's only skin deep, I know that. And one time I met this lady years ago. She wasn't very cute. She wasn't beautiful. She was ordinary, like we all are. And then after I got to know her, I'm like, she is beautiful. Why did I ever think she wasn't beautiful? She is the nicest lady. I love her to death. So my mother always said, pretty is as pretty does. And that is so true. And your first impression of somebody isn't always the right way until you get to know somebody. I'm so glad to be using all of these, because why did I buy them if I'm not going to use them? I don't know if they wash good. Yeah, I have shirts I put them on. They do. They wash. But you want to make sure that, like, I put some on that slickery fabric Timu shirts. They don't stay very good on that. But this is just cotton. I think these are melting on here good. All right. Another comment. I get a lot of comments. I love them. I've started to answer more of them. When Jamie reads them to me, I don't answer them. But lately, I guess I should apologize. Because I don't really expect. I want people to subscribe to me, but then what am I giving back? Maybe I should answer your comments. So I decided I'm going to be better at commenting on what people comment to me back. And it's okay to give your opinion. We don't all agree on everything at all. So I heard some people arguing about a political thing, and one person had one opinion and the statistics were wrong on how much money was given to Ukraine and all this stuff. But I just go back to think, it's always about money. What about the lives lost in that war? When we were on the cruise ship, there were these two Russian people, and they did this most beautiful act. They were swinging on things and on ropes and stuff, and it was a story, and oh, it was beautiful. And so I saw them in the cafeteria. So I went up to talk to them, and this was right after the war over there broke out. And they were the nicest people. And they got out of Russia before he had to go fight. I don't know all the rules or, how he got away or anything. I don't know if he got a paper that said he could leave. I don't know anything. But he said his mother was still over there. And I said, I'm so sorry. And I said, I know that the people in Russia and Ukraine, they didn't necessarily want this to happen and have to go fight for their country and for land. It's like they're always fighting over land. Even in families, I can tell you, are living around here where people have pastures and a lot of property, and the parents are going to die. And the kids fighting over the land and who gets how much and what and everything. And they have to pay each other off to get the land they want. And so I've seen the fighting of land, even little acreage compared to the countries. And I know there's a lot of history to it. Back years ago, how it was and how he wants to gain his Russia land back. But it's all like, money is the root of all evil. Maybe land is the root of all evil. And in reality, we don't own anything. We're going to die. Why don't these people ever realize you are going to die? What difference does it make fighting over stuff? You're going to die. You can't take it with you. People are going to carry on where you left off, and they might have a different idea, and they're going to do something different. So, are what you fighting over, does it really matter? And I know I'm ignorant and I don't know anything, and just like Jamie says, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I don't. I'm just a mother and a wife and I see all of these people getting killed. A long time ago, when the war started, I read this paper. Oh, it's probably on Facebook. We don't read papers anymore. And she goes to the same church as I do. And so it might have been a church publication, but she wrote that her husband, they weren't married, they just got married. And her husband had to go away. They were in Ukraine and had to go fight the war. And she goes, she said goodbye to him and sent him off. She goes, I don't know if I'll ever see him again, but I know I'm married to him, and I will, always be here waiting for him, or whatever she said. But anyway, I always wonder now, is he still alive? What happened to the end of the story? But they didn't want to fight. They didn't, want to volunteer to go away. And now they're making them. They're getting so limited on war fighters that they have to get the 50-year-old men to fight. I heard I don't know, in Russia, everywhere. But anyway, war is such a sad thing. My mother always said, if the mothers were in charge, they would never start a war because they would not want to send their children to go fight. It's too scary to lose your son and your husband and everything. So anyway, it's just a very sad thing. And like I say, I don't know all of the history of things way back when it was all Russia land and then it was Ukraine land. I don't even care about any of that. All I care is about people getting killed, people losing their lives, their families, and everything. It's so sad. And I just would like peace so it doesn't happen, so that they can return home. The worst thing would be not knowing if your husband's alive or dead out there. Somebody else in charge of their life, and you just pray, and it'd be horrible. So anyway, I don't think it matters about if whoever's in charge can stop the war, I'm for them. Let's just put it that way. So, and I don't think that we Americans should go fight on their land. I will say that. I will say that. Okay, look. Look how beautiful. I have a ton of these plain iridescent colors, so I'm trying to use all of them. My stand fell down. I'm sad about it, but I'm not going to stop to go get it. So I don't really care if I use them all. I will be happy if I use them all. Because, I'm old. My mother, when she died, she had so many crafts that she bought. And I thought, oh, Mom, you didn't know you were going to die owning that. You wasted your money. So I don't want to waste my money on craft things, hoarding craft supplies. But you guys mostly are lucky if you have a Dollar Tree nearby, and then you could just go get your latest craft necessity that you need. I can't. So I have to think ahead when I go to a Dollar Tree. Okay, what in future am I going to be doing project so I can get it? Because we have Family General and Dollar Tree. No, not Dollar Tree. Family General, Dollar General. It's called Dollar General, but isn't it? And we have Family Dollar. They don't really have craft supplies like Dollar Tree. So I don't really like doing crafts that much. I like handiwork. And I used to say I'd rather wear it than hang it. In other words, I wanted to use my time and sew an outfit instead of craft project that you hang on the wall. But now you can get clothes so cheap that you don't sewing them is more money than buying them from Temu. So now I don't even sew for me. I alter the clothes, but I don't sew anymore. So this is kind of fun. It's probably, well, I know Jamie's son used to do wood burning, and he did so many of them, and he loved doing them. This little hot thing reminds me of wood burning, but I don't want to do a wood burning much. So I'm not going to start that project and get all the supplies. You know, when you start a new craft thing, you got to get all the supplies, the Cricut, the paper, all that stuff. I don't really want to start a new craft thing. Trying to get rid of stuff. A lady told me on the comments, do 30 bags in 30 days. Make like the whole month of 30 days, you're going to go and fill a bag of giveaway stuff. Isn't that a good idea? So then I thought about it, looking around at all my crap. Can't think of, I don't want to get rid of any of that stuff. Like all the stuff I have, that's why I bought it. And my clothes, I haven't outgrown them yet, so I can't do that with my clothes. Eventually, I'll be able to. I hope. The poundage is, somebody asked, how much have you lost? I don't know. I think I've lost almost 25. But one day it'll be down, and the next day it could be a pound up. So I don't announce the pound down until it's there for a little bit. But I know it's going to happen eventually. It just takes longer than you think. It takes as long to diet now, you know, and lose a pound as it did before the gastric bypass. The problem is, the advantage is, it's not a problem, it's an advantage, is that I can only eat. It prevents you from overeating. You could only eat, you know, 3 bites. Cameron said 4 bites. He can eat 4 bites, and then you are full right here. You feel it in your esophagus. And if you think, oh, I can just finish it, I'll take 1 more bite. I tried that. I threw up. It wasn't gross throw up because I just went down. It just came up the same minute it went down. So you can't force yourself to eat more because you'll throw up. Throw the food up. So I've learned, take 3 bites and stop. And then let it see what it happens. So it is just waiting for the time. And I know I don't exercise like I'm supposed to. And I don't drink as much water as I'm supposed to. But if I did those things, I would probably lose better. So I realize my faults. Oh, I have a lot of faults. I could start naming them all. Then I might hate myself the rest of the day, so I won't go into it. But yes, I have a lot of faults. And like I said, we're better than some and not as bad as some, because we're all mostly right in the middle. Average, normal people trying to get by the same way. No matter what Republican, Democrat party you belong to, no matter what religion, we all basically want the same thing. Happiness, to make a living, and be comfortable, and to have people love us. It's basically the needs of life. So, love one another. And then we'll be happier, maybe. Think of others. Maybe you'll be happier. I was depressed yesterday. You know how you get, it wasn't like, oh, depression, I'm going to do anything about it. It was just I was discouraged, depressed. I know you guys get that way too. Everybody does. So you just wait it out and try to think of, I always try to count my blessings. And then I try to think of others, and that helps me not be dwelling on my own stupid little misery that I have nothing to be miserable about. It's just that I don't know why I was feeling down and out. So I have nothing to feel down and out about. Okay. It's looking so beautiful. I know you guys can't see it. When it's all done, I'll put the pillow on it and show you guys. And the thing is, if you think that's enough, but you could come back and do more. You know, if you want it more gaudy and more flamboyantly beautiful. Remember they have those sequins stuff. I remember the pillows that have sequins on them. Well, I don't want to sew sequins. This is more fun just to do this. Although I have sewn sequins on things. So I'm not saying I never tried that, because I did before this, before I had these lovely things. Licking it always works too. To pick the stones up, lick your finger. Well, the heat will sanitize it then. This is hotter than heck. So I know London and Brooklyn did this, but I don't know if Brinley, what age. They'd have to be at least 10 to do it. I wouldn't let them do it younger. Because they're going to burn themselves. All right. Seemed like there was one more comment, but I didn't write it down. Because it was one of those, I'll remember. My head's cut off most of the time. It's okay. Because I'm looking pretty rough today. I put makeup on. I got dressed. Just some days are a hit and some are a miss. Today is a miss, totally. Ow. Got a little close. But, you know, I'm not going anywhere. I have the Temu package is already out of Salt Lake. It's coming closer. It might be delivered today. So I will be doing a Temu order. And I've heard other people, Crazy Mimi Yup said that, or her husband said, that they, you know, she doesn't really want to shop from Temu because she's mad at them and their ways. And he said, I know, but that brings us our most views and our most money in if we do Temu. It's the way it is every time. On the chart, you know, we get a little graph on our YouTube business, and it shows how much money we're making and stuff. And on the graph, sure enough, when I don't have a Temu, it goes way down. And then when I have a Temu, it goes up on the graph of viewers. So it must be for them too, just like for me. Don't tell me why. The people still are loving Temu. Or maybe if I shopped other places, it would be for like other places too. I don't know. Shein wanted to collab with me and send me clothes of my picking and stuff. But I don't want to do it right now because I'm going to be losing weight. I don't want more clothes this size. And so I'm hoping they'll hit me up later when I lost weight more. So it's just be such a waste, I think. And there's a part of me that, I mean, I'm not an environmentalist or anything like that, but there's a part of me that hates waste. So I don't want to, I know I could give the clothes away to somebody else, But then that might be my only chance that I would get to choose some fun, small clothes. So I want to wait. I did order a swimsuit for my cruise yesterday. Just because it has sleeves. You know, Temu has swimsuits for old ladies that have sleeves and longer shorts. And I don't want a fluttery sleeve because it'll flutter up and show. This is a tight sleeve. And, you know, for my hanging arms. It's black. And it looked really cute. They only had 9 left. And I don't know what size. So I just ordered it basically in one size smaller than my biggest size. So we'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll send it back and use something I already have. It's not a tragedy. Because who will be looking at me? Nobody. So I'm not too worried about it. It was just a $15 thing. It was only $15. And like I say, you remember the wedding dresses I bought, those pink for the wedding? I sent them all back and I got my money back and all is well. So no harm. They're good at that. So I don't have any complaints. I think they have always treated me good. Oh, and I got a notice today about my stove saying that I'll get the check within 2 weeks. Now, I wanted to tell people this. This is what I want to tell people. Are we going to go out and buy a brand new stove again? No, we're not. We will keep using this one until, because you know, how often do you use 4 burners? We usually just use 3 burners anyway. So, even on Thanksgiving. So, you know, I'm going to use it until something else goes wrong with it. The oven or something breaks and I can't use it at all. And then they said, oh, you can use the money for your cruise. No, the cruise is already paid for. We're going to, and we don't buy souvenirs. I don't need any of those stupid tchotchke things. We don't buy souvenirs. I don't want a t-shirt from your country. I don't want anything. So what I'm going, because, you know, when we bought the stove, we put it on our Lowe's credit card and make, for the year, you know, you don't have any interest for the year. And so then you pay it off. So we bought a refrigerator and a stove at the same time. So it came up to, you know, I don't know how much we owe, but we will pay that off. So we're not going to use the money for anything else unless we owe less on it than what they're giving us. But I don't think we do because we bought that fridge too. Jamie pays it, and I haven't looked at the bill to see how much we owe. But we will pay that credit card off from buying the stove. Wouldn't that be the responsible thing to do? I think so. The mature thing. And not just spend the money on some stupid crap we don't need. Because heaven knows we have enough crap we don't need already. And then we won't have that debt. It'll get paid off. I'm sure the money will pay it off. And the refrigerator off. We needed a garage fridge badly. So we didn't get a fancy one. It's just like your old time fridge, top, bottom. I don't need a fancy one for the garage. I just need it for milk and drinks and surplus things that we buy on sale. They're having the case lot sale coming up in our store. So I went through looking at the list, but I need to go through my pantry and see what do we need. Might need some more black beans. I might need, I don't know. I don't think we need corn or beans, green beans. But we always like to have a, supply so that if we have to make a dinner fast, we have the cans we need to open to make a dinner. So I don't think we need too much of anything, because we aren't eating it at all. Jamie goes, we don't have any more room for food in there. I know. That's why we're going to go look to see if there's, you don't have to buy a whole case. You can just buy a few, so we could do that too. All right. I'm going to end this now. I'm going to hold this. This is hot and it melts. I'll hold up my king, my first king. You can't really see very much of him. It's going to be pretty. I'll put on the leaves, I'm going to put green. I have green ones. I'm going to be busy for days on this. Ow, hot. All right. So if you're still watching, thanks. Maybe tomorrow will be a Temu show.